We invited two foster parents to appreciate during this special month, Leah and Micah Hitt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Good to be here.
I mentioned before the show, I thought, well, you guys seem too young to be foster parents. But I guess you can, as long as you're a family, you can be foster parents.
That's something I like to encourage people, is I'm like, you don't have to wait. I think a lot of people do, because like, oh, life will be easier when we're older, or slow down. I'm like, will it ever slow down?
No.
So that's kind of why we jumped into it young, because we're like, it's not slowing down.
All right, your story is pretty amazing. First of all, how long have you been married?
6 years. Yep.
Okay, 6 years, and then you had your own baby.
Yep.
How long were you married when you had your own baby?
2.
Yeah.
2 years. So 2 years you're married, have a baby, a boy.
Yes.
What's his name?
Ronan.
Ronan.
Yes.
So here's a happy family of 3.
Yeah.
Married just your newlyweds.
Mm-hmm.
And at what point did you decide that there was room for more?
Well, we both kind of just always had a vision for either adopting or something like that. And at some point along that 3-year timeline, we just kind of realized we both had the same vision. And then as we talked about, we kind of thought maybe in the future, and then just one day we're just like, why not now?
Yeah.
So let's explain for our viewers what a foster parent is, in particular the difference between a foster parent and an adoptive parent, and how maybe those can be the same.
Yeah, so with foster care, the goal is reunification. So you're letting children come into your home and supporting them and the biological family until they're able to reunify. Mm-hmm. That's really what our heart was, is to kind of just help and support families. But our children came into our home and we were asked to adopt them. So that's just if the timeline goes long enough that it's time for children to find permanency and biological family isn't able to reunify, they'll ask the adoptive family if they're willing to, and we definitely were. So.
Yeah. Then here's a happy family, and you notice the baby has a heart emoji on their face because that child is still in the foster system and they
Correct.
can't be shown on TV.
Yep.
Right.
But the other kids, now they've come through the foster care system, but now they're not in foster care anymore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we've adopted the older 2, and then the baby is still, it's kind of just an awaiting process. So we'll see what happens, but.
All right,
Yeah.
so this is interesting too, that all 3 of the children that are for foster or adoptive, they're siblings.
Yeah.
They're from the same family.
Yeah.
Yep.
It seems to me, wow, that's unusual, isn't it? That 3 kids from one family suddenly are in the foster system. Is there anything that you can say about how that happened?
Typically if there's any reason for a removal, all siblings are removed from a home.
Okay.
So that's just kind of how it was with ours, is that they came into care, and then the baby was, as soon as he was born, there was an investigation.
So they had 2 children, and they came to you, and the family was pregnant with the 3rd child when the 2 were removed from the home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So then when the baby was born, instantly.
Yeah. I mean, there's an investigation to make sure that there's still a need for the child to be in foster care, so he came right to us.
So Ronan was how old when you brought these kids in?
He was 2, and then we'd had a second biological child by that point, so a 6-month-old.
Was that a surprise?
Yeah. So we were licensed in January of 21, and then the next month found out we were pregnant. We're like, oh, okay, what are we gonna do? So,
wow. So you went from 1 kid to 5 in
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ronan
2
was
years.
2,
A year.
so yeah.
So what does Ronan think about this?
He loves it. Like, they all do. So I'm like, they're truly best friends, and it's the cutest thing. And again, like, I think a lot of people wait, like, oh, we'll wait till our biological children are older so they can understand better. But I think it helped both our biological children and our adopted children when they all got to be in a home together, and like, I don't know, they had a little friend right away. And so, I don't know, it's helped everybody.
But the work, the laundry, the money, the driving, it's like the
Oh, yeah.
food. It's like boom.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
It's a lot more work, but we do have a lot of support. We have big families. We have an amazing church, a lot of family friends through church. So we have incredible support.
So your original plan was we'll foster these children. Maybe it's going to be a few months, and then things will improve. They'll be able to go back to their
Right.
home. But at some point, you realized, nah, it's probably not going to happen.
Our placement actually, we did. Adoption was on the table right when they moved to us, so we knew it was likely that they would stay forever. But yeah, our long-term goal with foster care was like, oh, we'll help a lot of families, and then our first placement was permanent.
Something unusual about your situation, I think, is that you want a connection. You want the kids to have a connection with their biological parents.
Right.
I would think that would be an unusual situation because you hear about kids, they grow up, they got to wait till they're 18, then they start their search through some website, but you don't want that to happen.
Right. Yeah. I think it's just better if like the kids never have to wonder eventually when they're older, like where their parents are. So if we are able to keep in contact roughly like birthdays or any other special events where we have them FaceTime sometimes or just short visits, it's just nice to be able to keep the mom and dad in their life as much as possible, so the kids just never have to wonder. And plus, it's it's a kind of a service to the parents too. They get to see their kids growing
Yeah.
up.
And less stress for you because you know where things stand.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, just more people to love our kids, Like a lot of people are like, isn't that confusing? I'm like, well, no, like I think it would be more confusing if there was like, oh, there's people out there somewhere whose family, but I don't know them, like
Yeah.
they know where they are and they know that they're loved, and I think it's special.
What's been the biggest adjustment for you as new parents to be even newer, bigger parents?
I didn't expect to give up so many hobbies right away.
Yeah, right.
I think that's just about it. Like, just so much time goes into the kids. Like, one kid gets so many time, but then when you add 5, like there's almost no time for yourself at the end of the day. Like, we have to give each other separate days off so we can actually go enjoy hobbies, and date night is not a thing right now.
So today, it's a break. to come
Right,
here.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. I'm just gonna relax right here.
Newlyweds typically don't buy a house with 4 or 5 bedrooms. So how do you
Right.
accommodate at so young in your lives all these kids?
Well, it's funny because before they came to us, we had in our head we were like, oh, we'll get like one foster child at a time, but we had for some reason decided to buy a minivan because we're like, just in case we ever need to drive someone. So we'd already had that, and then we had been given this big table. So there's like 8 seats at our table. Again, like might as well just have a bigger table. And our house was a 3-bedroom. And it's now a 4-bedroom because we turned one of the living rooms into a bedroom, and we just make it work.
So do you think all these things happened for a reason?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was the Lord preparing us before we had any idea.
And one of you must have said to the other, "Hey, what do you think about adopting a foster child?" Who was that?
I don't know. Is it you?
I got the phone call. I called him. I was like, what is he gonna say? Like I said, we had a 2-year-old, a 6-month-old, and we just got a call for 3 children. And it was an instant yes. Like right away, he's like, let's do it.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, I understand there aren't enough foster parents right now. What do you say to people that they might be thinking about it? What's, I guess, the process? What did you guys go through?
The process for like getting signed up, there's never any commitment to it until you actually say yes to a call. So you can go through the process. Our agency made it really easy for us. You get your license, and then even at that point, there's still no commitment until they'll give you a call, and you can either say yes or no. If you say no, they move on to the next person who has availability that matches, but there's no commitment until you actually say yes. So I would say if you're thinking about it, go through the process, get the license, and you can say no until you're ready.
Yeah.
Well, there's several organizations around. I know Family Service and Children's Aid. Samaritas, the MDHHS. What was your organization you went through?
Family Services and Children's Aid. Yeah, we could not speak higher of them. We love them. They made truly everything so easy, and answering all the questions. And then there's like additional training, like they'll ask you like, where do you think that you could benefit from like different trainings? And there's trainings all throughout the year that they like are support like. They give us all the information for, and they're just, I mean, always supportive in every step of the process. It's not just getting licensed and then they're like, okay, figure it out. Like they're here for now, even though our kids are adopted. They're amazing. So
Awesome. Well, we salute you as we honor all foster parents during Foster Parent Appreciation Month.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
you, Hitt.
Congratulations on your large family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Leah and Micah Hitt, foster parents. More to come.